Hi Cameron, so good to see you. Thanks for coming all the way from Australia to talk to me today. You're a rail expert, a guru as we call it, at Dassault Systems. Tell me a little bit about your experience, your background.
So I've been in the IT industry for about 35 years, and more by accident than design. For about 25 years of that, I've found myself primarily in the rail industry. My first exposure was back in 1997, developing a timetable management system for a freight rail company. And so I've been in multitude of roles through that journey, all the way up through to providing strategic consulting services. So a couple of IT strategies, various enterprise architectures. So it's been quite a long journey.
Wow, that is a lot of experience there. I think my question is, rail's been around for a long time. Why are we so interested in it? What is it that we're doing that makes it so good? In my view, I think we're at the start of a new renaissance in rail, rediscovering the value proposition for rail, which has remained unchanged since about 1750s, when the first rail systems, horse-drawn rail systems, were invented. And that is the greater the volume of goods and people that need to be moved, and the greater the distance that they need to be moved over, then the greater the value proposition is for rail. That got lost along the way, mainly in what I'm calling the Rail 3.0's era, which was from about 1950, after the two world wars, and through to as recent as about 2010. Rail as an industry was in decline. There was the advent and the increase of aviation, providing quicker travel for people, making the world smaller. There was also, in the post-world era, the concept of privately owned motor vehicles, and then trucks to move stuff around. So the focus, for the 60 years from about 2050 to 1950 to about 2010, really was, those rail assets that were seen as highly strategic, ability to move the bulk goods. We lost sight of that, but now with the new trends in terms of, congestion on our roads, congestion in airspace now. So China, for example, is the biggest aviation market in the world and is heavily congested. So they're stopping adding domestic aviation services in favour of high-speed rail. So that's the value proposition for rail now, moving those vast quantities over long distances, is being rediscovered, and that's leading to this new rail renaissance.